So how did Cam'ron and Dipset end up coming over to Roc-A-Fella?
Cam reached out to Dame, played them some music, and then Dame called me in to listen to Cam's album, which I want to say he may have 12 or 13 songs done. So the only songs that I believe that was done to go on Cam's project was the two biggest singles, Oh Boy and Hey Ma.
So Just Blaze was already working with him?
No, so he had his album done already, and then he did those two additional songs. So once Dame played the album, he called me in, he was like, yo, I want to sign this. And I heard the album, I was like, oh shit, this shit is crazy. Like, Cam is dope. I mean, everybody was always a Cam fan before that. I liked Cam as a person, being from Harlem and stuff, and we had a good relationship. As a rapper, I thought he was good. That album, he was dope to me.
Right, because let me just kind of think back. Before he came over to Roc-A-Fella, he had an album already.
Yeah, which is, a lot of people
through Lance.
Yeah, and that first album, I can't remember it, but I mean, it's held as like a super classic, especially like, underground. Everybody, kind of loved that album, the storytelling that he did. And it's funny because it was like almost like a East Coast Tyler, the Creator, kind of, right? Like the way he talked about his subjects and things like that. You kind of turn up like, wow, he just said that?
Yeah,
it was emotionally,
Yeah,
he evoked a lot of emotions.
Yeah, no, I remember there was like a line about having sex with a girl with AIDS and stuff like that. Like that's a Tyler type of thing to say. Okay, I never really thought about it that way, but that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so he came over to Roc-A-Fella, and then you hear the stories about the friction between him and Jay.
Well, I mean, you would hear that like so much further down the line, but
so initially that never happened.
No. There was no initial problems, no.
Okay, well, what caused the problems?
Well, Cam spoke about it. He said his problem with Jay was that I guess they didn't do a song together or whatever,
Right, and I remember I interviewed Petey Crack, and he was saying how there was...
I pull the CD out, I'm like, hey, Beans, look, this is joint I did, man, check this shit out. I threw the CD in the deck, and I pressed play, and the same shit, when it got up to Cam'ron part, this nigga Mac stand up and walk over to the CD player, kindly ejected that shit and broke it in half and threw it in the trash. Like, yo, get the shit out of here. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Beanie Siegel.
Yeah, man.
Grabbed the CD with Cam'ron on the verse.
I don't know why.
Broke it in half.
Cracked it in half and threw it in the trash. Like, this shit out of here. And just got back to playing the game and smoking. Like, I just walked out. I'm like, yo, I don't know what the fuck is up with these niggas.
I don't remember that. Everybody else, more or less, had good relationships. It was definitely competitive. Because now, I mean, so you talked about Cam and the Dipsets. The Dipset came later on after the Cam project, after Cam, going platinum. But at the time, if you want to fast forward, when we got Dipset, we got State Property, and we got, Bleak and Jay, right? So it's like Force and Kanye, right? Kanye is his own movement, even though he's one person. We got all of this going on in Baseline, 2 rooms, and everybody's trying to outdo each other. But at the time, we feel like we got the best in hip hop, which is good for us. I mean, so nobody's really beefing, but they're being competitive.
Okay, but ultimately you end up not really working out. Like no one really squashed it. No one really got over it. It kind of lingered for years and years.
Yeah, I mean, I only hear it really when Cam talks about it. But other than that, I mean, Jay doesn't address it or I don't think he feels any way about it. It's the same thing with Jim. So I forgot where I was. Oh, I was somewhere and I think I was in a gym and I was talking to Jay. And I told him something, I'm about to go meet Jim Jones or something like that. He was like, yo, tell him I said peace. So when I told Jim, Jim was like, oh shit, that's crazy, man. like, yo, thank you, big bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you for that and this and that. So, and Jay was like, yeah, tell him, like, you know, I'm way past having any problems or anything like that. You know, so that was like the beginning of everything kind of subsiding and them, you know, being able to work together like they're doing now in the future. So even when he got the first call to go up there, Jim called me right away. He was like, Biggs, what do you think? I was like, nah, go up there, man. It'll be a good thing, you know, especially if Juan is, you know, trying to be the bridge for that. You got a good relationship with Juan. Juan's from Harlem, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I kind of told him about the landscape up there, and I was like, yo, Jay's in a different place, man. Just go ahead. If that can help further your career and do things outside of music, because I think that's what Roc Nation does. People look at it as one, you know, just music, but I think they can help people be a bigger brand even if they're not making music, and help them do deals outside of that. I said it can help prolong your career and help give you that jump start. So,
well, right, because your brother Hip Hop used to tell me that Dipset was his friends, like from high school.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you got people that are not getting along, but everyone in the middle is getting along,
Yeah.
and it's kind of a weird situation.
It can't be that much beef if everybody's in the studio.
Right.
If you're in the B room working and Jay's in the A room, and then we all hanging out playing pool together, I mean, how much beef is it?
Yeah.
You never heard, like, everybody's like, yo, they was beefing. You never heard of a fight. You never heard, like, yo, they got in an argument, you know, in the back room. Like, so how much beef was it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, Cam'ron jumped on that one record where y'all were dissing Nas. And he, you know, he said some shit like, you know, R. Kelly, your daughter's face. Like, Cam was going harder than anybody in that beef. Like,
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how much beef was it if nobody, you know, they just saying beef, right? Everybody wants to sell something and sell some controversy. But, I mean, real beef to me isn't, you know, people walking by each other and not speaking.
Right.
That's
Right,
not
violent.
beef.